Okay, now let's talk about The Baker's Wife. Baker's Wife, it was written by Stephen Schwartz and Joseph Stein. It was a David Merrick-produced musical that went on a pre-Broadway tour in 1976. It opened at the Los Angeles Civic Light Opera, starring Topol and Carol DeMoss. Is that how you said it? Carol?
She was the original Sandy Grease, and neither of us know how to say her name, which is really sad.
Olivia Newton-John.
Mama, Alan, do you know how to say her name? No, I don't.
DeMoss?
Evan, do you know?
Carol
What?
DeMoss. Carol?
Olivia Newton-John ruined it for her.
Yeah, okay, where are we? Okay.
Who?
By the time it was
Sounds good to me, Demas.
Sorbino and Patty LaPone. And everyone was fired on the road, from the two leads to the director. Even orchestrator Thomas Pearson was replaced by Don Walker because, yes, David Merrick, the reason why The Baker's Wife was working was because of the orchestration. The French horn part is too loud.
That's Kurt Peterson, yes, and Carol, what's her name? And
Demas.
Stephen Schwartz. The Baker's Wife was simply about a young wife who left her husband, who was the baker, for a young chauffeur, causing a local catastrophe when he stopped baking bread until she returned. Even with an epic score, even with an epic score, there was too little actual plot, and the show suffered from comparison with its film scores. Oh my god, I never fixed that. That's the set model and the actual set, but
Photoshop that in the video or something.
I'm sorry, Karen.
Anywho, David Merrick very famously hated the song Meadowlark, which a 26-year-old Patty LaPone belted out in the show. And she looks so nice. He kept trying to get she looks great. He kept trying to get Stephen Schwartz to cut the number, and finally he ran into the orchestra pit before a performance and literally tore up every copy of the music so that Meadowlark could not be performed anymore. Yeah, the creative team insisted on reinstating Meadowlark, and in the show the next day, clearly because it's an awesome song.
There's the cast posing with bread, which a few people have pointed out looks like giant joints, but this is
It's not a Galt McDermott musical.
Oh my god, I was gonna make this big joke.
Oh my god,
The Baker's Wife closed on the road to Broadway, but it stayed alive thanks to a cast recording. Years later, Trevor Nunn became interested in The Baker's Wife after continually hearing performers sing the epic and beautiful Meadowlark at his auditions for Cats and Les Mis. They knew it from the cast recording. It's amazing, full circle. And this led to his staging a revised, full-scale West End revival of The Baker's Wife.
Here to sing Meadowlark is Jaclyn Huberman.
Of the Meadowlark who lived where the rivers wind. Her voice could match the angels in its glory, but she was blind. The lark was blind. An old king came and took her to his palace, where the walls were burnished bronze and golden braid, and he fed her food and nuts from an ivory chalice, and he prayed, "Sing for me, my Meadowlark, sing for me of the silver morning, set me free, my Meadowlark, and I'll Every time I heard that part, I cried. And now I stand here starry-eyed and stormy. Just when I thought my heart was finally numb, a beautiful young man appears before me, singing, "Come, oh, won't you come?" And what can I do if finally, for the first time, the one I'm burning for returns the call? If love has come at last, it's picked the worst time. Still I know I've got to go. Fly away, Meadowlark, fly away on the silver morning. If I stay, I'll grow to curse the dark. So it's off where the days won't blind me. I know I leave wounds behind me, but I won't let tomorrow find me back this way. Before my past once again can blind me. Fly away. And we won't wait to say goodbye, my beautiful